Beerzerker! Yeah! Woo! Alright. It's the Red Rage. You know what I'm saying? Alright. From Tool Shed out of Calgary, Alberta. This is apparently a new brewery. This is some shit that happens from time to time when you fucking piss off red-headed people. That's what this beer is about. I've buckled down and read the stories on the cans. I don't do that very often because I don't care. But this is a really good beer. This is great beer from Calgary. This is at 5.6% alcohol by volume. And it is a lot warmer than you typically have your beer. It's a little bit, been out of the fridge for about an hour. And I just can't say enough about their beer. Which is really great because we don't have a lot of breweries in Alberta. There's one in Canmore apparently that Maxwell Stars Beer Reviews had enlightened me and informed me of. Out of Canmore there. And then there's another one. And I just seen this the other day. And where... Oh, I got one. I got one of them. So I'll be doing that. I can't remember where it's from though. There's another one. So we got Alley Cat. We got Big Rock. We got Wild Rose. We got this one out of Calgary. This Tool Shed. We got one out of Canmore and one out of... and one more that I'll be doing shortly here, so I just can't remember the name at the moment. So this one is the most unfiltered crazy shit you're ever gonna see, and this is their red ale. See a color shot? Beauty. I mean, everything about these beers is just right up my alley. I really, really digging this shit. So especially if they have, I don't know if they have kegs or if you can get this stuff on draft. Not that we even have. There's 2 draft joints in Lethbridge that we can go to, and one of them doesn't have fuck all. It's called Hudson's Tap House. The other one is they don't have anything. They have their own beer, Hudson's beer, which I had that. It was okay or whatever, but I was kind of disappointed at their beer list. And there's another one that apparently is ridiculously expensive. I haven't been to that one yet. Oh, there's a flavor out of this. Is just... You fall off your chair, it's so good. I mean, seriously, this is heavy-duty shit. It's so unfiltered and gritty in the finish. It's just like pasties, like silt. And there's so much heavy, dirty barley and so much hoppage and so much shit that's just fighting for space. Like, it's just so rich, but yet so drinkable. So, like, you're tasting a lot of hops, but yet they're so melded with this unfiltered, filthy-ass beer that you can't even... It's not like it's too much because it's so packed. It's so full. The mouthfeel and the malt presence with these hops is phenomenal. I can't believe how good this red ale is. I would dare say this is the best red ale I've ever had in my life. I mean, and there's a lot of red ales out there. I mean, there's so many different variations of red ales. I mean, you can have there's just like there's Irish ales and there's all kinds of different red ales and shit. But This is just fucking awesome. I guess a lot of the reds and the ambers are lagers. Like I wouldn't include Oktoberfest, although I kind of malt wise would kind of think of them similarly. There's a lot of different reds. Like this just battle axes Rickards, which is almost like a brown, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's just great, right through the middle. Like it's just all in the middle in the finish, and the front's just a little bit wetter than the rest of it. It's just very well balanced and square. I mean, it's basically the same flavor all the way through, just spikes in places and stuff. It's pretty kick ass. I really like this beer, and it was a really good deal. And you can get this at Andrew Hilton's in Lethbridge, and probably in other places too soon. And I've only done the three, and that's the only three I know of. Is this is Red Rage. They have People Skills as their cream ale, and they have an IPA which is called Star Cheek IPA, and they all have the '70s logo. So I think I did like porn music through all the theme intros. But yeah, 5.6 Red Ale. I love this shit, and I know I'm always buying different beers always, but I'm gonna start picking this shit up on a regular basis. I think, just as rather than have like I've had domestic pale lagers as just beer, especially in the summertime. But now that it's winter, I could definitely go for something a little bit heavier. And then like I said, the price is really fair on this and these cans, and I don't mind supporting local. And I like to brew my own beer and shit too, so I definitely feel their pain. And it's a lot of work to do this. I'm sure they're working hard, and it's fucking great. I just love this. I love this beer, and I'm really glad because, I mean, it's heavy duty, raw, rugged shit, and that's what I like with beer. I really do. Heavy, uh, maybe not the same hops I would use, but like they're kind of similar to what I would use. Really, I prefer like a lot of the English, typical English shit. But in these, like they maybe gone a little. They're using probably some kind of English hop, but they're just not typical. Maybe Goldings or something. It's just something maybe else in there. That's one thing I would say to these guys is you should list your hops and your IBUs, and I mean I know like I don't really give a shit about the IBUs necessarily, but a lot of craft beer people are gonna be drinking this because like not Joe Blow fucking 6-pack pale lager dude isn't gonna want these beers. It's gonna be beer snobs, and they already have some pretty cool information on the can. Like it says here, like they got a pig there and some cheese and a barbecue, so that's what you need to be all set. There's a color graphed hops, so that kind of lets you know what you're in for ahead of time. And like I said, if they just threw some like a best before date, they got their Twitter and their Facebook shit on here. Tool Shed Beer at Twitter and Tool Shed Brewing on Facebook. They have a little story here, which is cool. A lot of people like that. I don't really care so much, but if you had some information like what types of hops, what types of malts, maybe even your yeast strain. Rogue does that. They talk about their Pac-Man yeast, and different things like that would be kind of cool. That's all I would suggest. And it is a sticker on the label. I've never seen that before, but it actually is a really nice label layout on there. Really cool '70s lettering and shit. And the sticker is on there pretty good. Like it's like you can't hardly fucking get this thing off. But I just never seen that before. It's like a bottle label on a can. It's kind of a strange aroma on the very tip up front. It's a little bit weird, but once you taste it, it's kind of that rugged shit. And I always let these beers warm up from these guys too. They always, you do not have to drink this stuff very cold. Their cream ale, I would have it right out of the fridge, but as for their IPA and this red ale, I wouldn't freeze it down. I mean, take it out, let it sit around for an hour, and then drink it. It's totally cool that way. And like this head looked like it might collapse a bit at the beginning, but it's definitely lingering and hanging on. I don't know what to say. I'll say it's almost wanting to be chocolatey, but it's not quite chocolatey. But it's so heavy, and the malts and the hops are just fused, and just it's some crazy heavy shit. It seriously is, and I'm just going off on here because I should go off because like this fucking shit is crazy as that fucking guy. You know what I mean? It's seriously that fucking nuts. I haven't bought beer from a store too many of beers that are like your Imperials and stuff can get kind of insane, and some of your Belgians, and this is a red ale that's like in that department. You know what I mean? At 5.6%. So ask me how you do that, right? I don't even know how they got it so fucking turbid. Damn, it's a beautiful beer. I don't know if I spent on top the rest of them. This is like for a red ale. This is phenomenal. It might not be maybe everyone's hop taste. It's a little bit rugged, but I mean, it's maybe a slightly acquired taste, and I'm a bit of a hop head, so these hops aren't bothering me at all. So, well, for myself, it's a Spinal Tap. For most people, I think it would be like a 9 out of 11. But I personally, for this type of beer, I mean, I wish there was a lot more beer like this, and unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot of beer like this out there, especially for like a lighter colored red ale and stuff. I mean, I just haven't seen that around here, and like our beers typically travel north to south, so I'll get more beers from Oregon and Colorado and shit than I will from Ontario. Or like I haven't seen Propeller out here. I haven't seen Bose. I haven't seen Bellwoods. I haven't seen any of these out eastern Canadian beers. Typically is traveling straight north and south for there too as well. They're getting, from what I understand, is beer travels like this mostly and a little bit off to the side. So, fuck yeah, this is a great thing, and no one's doing it out here as far as I know. So that's a great idea. Tool shed, keep brewing shit, and yeah, fucking great work, and I hope I get some more brews from you, and I'm gonna keep buying this shit all the time. Beerzerker, and I'm out! Yeah!